Welcome back to ServiceNow Learn Easy by Praveen Amirineni YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn event rules in ServiceNow Event Management. So whenever a monitoring tools like SolarWinds, Dynatrace, Zabbix, or SCOM detects a problem, it sends an event to ServiceNow. But ServiceNow should not create an alert for every event. It first needs to decide, should this event be processed, or should this event be ignored, or should an alert be created, which CI should this alert be linked to. These decisions are made by event rules only. In this video, I will explain every section of the event rule designer. First, before going to discuss about the topic, first we need to learn the basic things. What happening in the event management, or what happening in the event tools. First, we can understand the flow. Here the flow is the monitoring tool. So monitoring tool, what's the monitoring tool means? SolarWinds, Dynatrace. These monitoring tools sends an event to the event rule, checks the event. If event rule checks the event, then everything matches the fine. ServiceNow creates alerts. Alerts created in the ServiceNow. If configured via CI, it also creates an incident. So please be carefully listen. First, the monitoring tool sends an event. The event rule checks the event, and if everything matches, the event will be creates an alert in the ServiceNow. Then if configured, it also creates an incident. This is our core concept. What happening in the principle of the monitoring tools are the events. Then we can check with the ServiceNow. So first, how we can check the event rules? Event rule. Search in the event rule. Here open any events. For example, I am opening test. So it has the combination of event rule information, event filter, transform and compose alert output, and threshold and binding. So these are the entire event rule table. The first point is event rule information. So the purpose of the event rule information is this section contains basic information about the event rules. So it, for example, what's the use of our identity card? Same logic applies in the here event rule information. Here name and these details everything will be there in the identity card. Same here in the event rule information. Name is there, source is there, order, description, everything will be there in here. Here name is so we can give a unique name to the event rule. For example, Linux CPU is high and Windows memory is high, database is down. So here I am keeping as Linux CPU is high. And here the source is SolarWinds. Source means we have different monitoring tools. So SolarWinds are there, Nagios are there, okay. Dynatrace is there. These are the sources. So source means events coming from the selected source. We'll use this rule. Next one, order. Order means determine which rule runs the first. For example, 100, 200, 300, so we are giving. So which rule will first? We are giving 100 means it will run first, or 200 means it will run next. Like that priority, it will apply. Then description. Description means purpose. Why the rule is created? Because in the simple way, we can create the what's the purpose of the description. Here, this rule process the Linux. Linux CPU. Events from solar events. So like that description we can give. Then here is there. Under the description, please carefully watch. Here, apply additional matches rules are there. If we keep the enable, the threshold option will disappear. Or if we keep the apply additional matches rule disable, threshold will be active. So only one rule applying here. And then here assignment group is there. Assignment group purpose is automatically assigns alerts to the current support team. Current support team, what the group we need, then it will automatically assign the correct support team. Linux team, database team, network team, or any other team. Here, apply additional matching rules means it will enable the advanced event matching. For normally, ServiceNow checks only the event rule filter here. If you enable this option, ServiceNow also checks the additional matching conditions on the threshold. Only one condition will apply. Threshold or apply additional changing rule. Only one rule apply here. The next point is event filter. So, for example, event filter will act as a gatekeeper or security to the gate. What security will do? Security will check the ID card and check whether we are belongs to the team. Then only he will send you inner. Same logic will apply for the event filter. It checks whether the incoming event matches the rule. The rule is following or not. It will check whether the incoming event matches the rule. If it matches, the event continues. If that won't match, the event will be skipped. ServiceNow ignores that events. It won't create other incident or events. Next one. For example, I will show one thing. Here the source. Resource is solar winds. It's nothing but filter condition. And severity. Severity is critical, I'm showing here. And here, node. Node I'm keeping. Node is Linux. So here, I'm keeping update. Then that rule will apply here. Then next one, transform and compose alert output. So the purpose is here create the final alert using the information from the incoming event. So it means think of the copying information from the event into the alert here. For example, it having the description. So main purpose of description is defines the alert description here. Here defines the alert description. Next, for example, incoming event CPU is high, alert description. We can mention like that. Next one, node. Node is it stores the affected server name. For example, Linux. Linux is a node. Linux server affected. So that's why we are mentioning as Linux one or Windows. Next one, type. Type is the specifies the alert type. What type? Infrastructure or application or database? Infra. And then resource. Resource is specifies which resource has the problem. For example, CPU or memory, disk, HTTP, these and all. So here I'm mentioning as CPU. Then message key. Message key acts as creates a unique ID for the alert. For because of the alert correlation and duplicate detection, we can use. And then severity. Severity specifies how serious the alert is. Critical, major, or minor warning and information. We can also change it to the warning to critical. Like that, we can create. Then metric name. So here metric name is there. Specifies what is being monitored. For example, in metric name, we can monitor the CPU usage, memory usage, disk usage, response time. These and all we can monitor. Then source instance. Source instance used for the specifies which monitoring server sent the event. For example, SolarWinds production, Dynatrace production. These will be examples. Next one, source. Source used for the shows the monitoring tool name. Source means from SolarWinds or Dynatrace, SEOM. These are the monitoring tools name. We can mention here the name of the monitoring tools. And here classification. Classification purpose is to categorize the alert. For example, alert is a performance, availability, capacity, security. These categorize the alerts. And then finally, additional information and alert tags. Additional information purpose is stores the extra details. Extra means environment is production, or environment is testing, or owner is a Linux team, or application is banking. These additional information we can provide in the additional information tag. And alert tags. Alert tags is adds the labels to the alert. Tag means we can label or nothing but. So in the alert tags, we can add the labels to the alert. For example, Linux label, or production, or critical database. These we can give in the label, the form of labels. Here manual attributes are there. If we click on the manual attributes, it has a few options are there. It means creates the custom alert fields. As per custom requirements, it will create the alerts per customer, a region, support team. So these we can create in this here. Then final next one, threshold. The purpose of the threshold is to prevent the too many alerts. So instead of creating one alert for every event, ServiceNow waits until the configure limit is reached. For example, I am clicking on here active. It's showing the create alert operator occurs over in seconds. Close alert operator. Here showing the so many options while I click on active. Here create alert operator. Usually it has a count and greater than equal to, less than equal to, or equal to. So mostly count will be there here. It means ServiceNow count the matching events. Here next one occur is there. Occurs means specifies how many events must occur. For example, 1 or 2 or 3 events. Here we are specifying 3 events occurred. Here next one over. Over means so usually it's in seconds. So it specifies the time period. For example, 120 seconds are there, or 180 seconds are there, or 160 seconds are there. So the concept is here occurs 120 seconds. It means same events occur in 3 times within 120 seconds. Then create only one alert. So like the threshold we are giving as the input. Next one here close alert operator is there. Here none option is there, idle is there. If you click on the none, it shows nothing. If you click on the alert, stays open, none. If you click on the idle, if no more matching events arrive, ServiceNow automatically closes the alert. For example, CPU is high, it has 3 events, then only one, it will give only one alert. So these 3 events will combine into the one event or one alert. Last one, binding is there. Binding option is there. Most important interview question is the binding. The main purpose of binding is links the alert to the current configuration item, alert to the CAs. So without binding, what happen? ServiceNow knows there is a problem, but without binding, what happening? It does not know which server or application is affected. Here, override default binding option is there. So it uses the rule binding instead of the default system binding. For example, use a custom method to identify the Linux servers. Here binding types are there. CA classification and CA field matching is there. Here in the CA field matching, it uses for the directly compares event fields with the CA fields. And another one is the CA identification. So the use of the CA identification is it will use the IRE rules, identification rules. Instead of checking one field, it checks the multiple identifiers. So IRE rules identify the CA identification. It will check, say, for example, host name, IP address, serial number, MAC address. So this method is more accurate. Here CA type is there. CA type means specifies which CA table should be searched here. Linux server, a Windows server, virtual machine, database, BNS application, we can search here through CA type. Configuration and these details we can check. So this about the briefing of event rules. So these event rules are the most important and repeated interview questions. We can explain each and everything. I will repeat once again before the conclusion. So event rule information defines the basic details of the rule. So it's nothing but ID card. Event filter used for the gatekeeper or watchman. So it filters decides which events should be processed, which events should be skipped. And transform and compose alert output used for the builds the final alert. And next one, threshold. Threshold reduces unnecessary alerts. Then binding. Binding is most important. Binding connects the alert to the correct CA in the CMDB. So without binding, there is a very difficult to find the where it was affected. So binding is very important. So the flow is event rule, alert, CA, incident. So please remember that flow. Monitoring tools. See event. From monitoring tools, it will create the event. Through event tools, it will create the alert in the ServiceNow. Then through the CAs, it will go to the incident. So if you understand this flow, you will find it much easier to work with the event management in real projects and answer interview questions confidently. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to ServiceNow Learn Easy by Praveen Amirineni YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel, ServiceNow Learn Easy by Praveen Amirineni. Thank you. Wish you all the best.